Maybe I'm crazy, but college is not actually that expensive.
Who? What?
It's not as expensive as some rich people in Hollywood think it is. It's one of my favorite stories. I can't wait to get to it.
I can't wait either.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not.
Welcome to Maybe I'm Crazy podcast. I'm Joy Taylor. That's Brandon Newman.
Hola.
So if you're wondering why Brandon is dressed like he's in an ad for a very boring
Plus size model?
No, spring break getaway.
Spring Breaker's great.
Where
movie.
it's like the spring break getaway with a guy and the girl holding like a Coke and like a surfboard. You know what I mean?
Definitely a commercial,
like,
an ad in a newspaper.
Right.
And you're like, what the?
Like, that's not the spring break I'm trying to have.
No.
Which is good because you're actually getting married in Sarasota.
Hey!
So it should be...
Pack of cools on the beach.
It should be nothing like spring
Why did I
break,
say that?
actually. So that's perfect. It's not tank top weather here in LA, if you're wondering.
No, I was wearing a hoodie last week, if you could paying attention.
Yeah, and he also is wearing board shorts, and we
rainbows.
talked about the feet situation when you have the sandals on.
Listen, my feet are great.
All right, so
my feet have matured like I have.
Great's just a lie. I'm not even gonna say some exaggeration. It's just a
Great
lie.
is relative.
You
That's
use
what
a
it
lot
is.
of great things about you, Brandon. Your feet are not one of them.
Fair.
Anyway, you're getting married this week.
Yes.
So we'll get to that later.
Yes.
If you want to give Brandon any pre-marriage advice, or money, or gifts,
Just no. Comment. Just comment up this episode. Anytime you see anything, I want to comment.
Have you picked a hashtag for the wedding? Don't tell me because we'll get to it later. But have you picked it?
Yeah,
Or we're still
in between two. We're in
Okay,
between
so
two.
they're in between two. So we're probably. I'm just deciding we're going to leave it up to the fans.
Okay.
And then of course Michelle's going to make the final decision because that's
She
that's
should.
what your life is from this point forward.
She actually okayed this outfit for today. So.
Okay, like I said, she's going to okay everything in your life from this point forward because that's what you signed up for, which is a good choice. So that's why you should pick your wife wisely because then she'll make good decisions. So there's a lot to get to today. We will start with Antonio Brown.
Yep.
We have to talk about Russell Westbrook, which is everywhere. Free agency has been completely crazy and it's not done yet, which I'm so appreciative of. Thank you, NFL. Thank you for free agency. We love free agency. Fans love free agency.
This is better than the Super Bowl.
1,000 times better than the Super Bowl. Way more riveting. The U.S. Women's National Team for soccer would equal pay. We'll talk about that. The Warriors are falling apart. Sorry, Heller. Not this. They're still going to win a championship. Don't worry. I'm not getting crazy. It's just after that, it's going to be the split.
Questionable.
Mark Cuban, LeBron and the Lakers, of course. We got to talk about LeBron, James Dolan, Conor McGregor's out here smashing things again. Not faces. But things.
Yes.
And the thing I alluded to earlier where people are paying way too much money for college and they could really probably just pay for a tutor. So anyway, Antonio Brown is now a Raider. Yay, us, we're right, yay!
Good for him. Good for him. Good for the Raiders. They needed something.
You know, I just love being right about things.
Yes, you do.
There's very few things that satisfy me in life the way that being right about something and then having it happen. Like say something's going to happen, it happens, and then being right about it is a really good feeling.
Okay, since we're talking about it, how do you handle being wrong?
I don't give it much energy. So then it just kind of goes away.
Okay, cool.
All right. And
Congratulations.
Thank you. I'm not wrong often.
Of course not.
So it makes it easy.
Yes.
So anyway, Antonio Brown is a Raider. He will become official on Wednesday. The Steelers got a 3rd and a 5th round pick for him, which is whatever. I'm sure they wanted more, but they weren't going to get that. And I love this move to the Raiders. He got the contract he wanted. He got $54 million over the next 3 years with $30 million guaranteed, which made him the highest wide receiver in the league. And this is what we said. We said that he was trailblazing. He is putting it out there that he wants to write his own narrative and control his career. He wants to get his money. And he did all of those things. And now he is with the Oakland Raiders, who admittedly are in a transition period.
Yes.
Into the franchise, if you will.
Yeah, that's actually a perfect thing to say about it.
Right. So they still have Derek Carr, which they should.
So?
Yes. I think Derek Carr has gotten... his reputation's gotten kind of beat up over the past few years, and he was in the MVP conversation before he broke his leg.
Like he has been. Woo!
Yeah. So there's that.
Don't wish injury on anyone, though.
No, I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. Like, is he in the top upper echelon of quarterbacks? No.
Is he as good as Big Ben?
No, because Big Ben has 2 Super Bowls. So I'm not.
exactly.
I mean, so does Eli Manning. That's a different story. But so we're not going to just base it off that standard. I still think Ben Roethlisberger is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. Not the point. The point is, I do think that Derek Carr will be able to get Antonio Brown the ball, which is what everyone was wondering about. Where's Antonio Brown going to land? Because he does play a dependent position. Is he going to be able to connect with the quarterback there? The bigger picture for me, though, is everyone has this idea that everybody needs to be the Patriots. And I just want to break it to everyone. This is breaking news. This is very important. If you need to write things down to remember it, get a pen and pad.
Right.
There's also a notepad feature in your phone.
Yes.
This might be quicker.
Push pause
Yeah.
if you need to.
Pause. The point is,
Love it.
what's happening with the New England Patriots, what has happened with the New England Patriots, will never happen again in the history of planet Earth. Ever again. It's like the dinosaurs. They're not coming back, guys. Okay? No matter how smart these scientists are, it's just not going to happen. You're not going to get it out of the mosquito. It's not going to work. Okay?
Someone take your dinosaur knowledge from Jurassic Park.
However they make dinosaurs, it's not happening. All right? There was a time on planet Earth where there were dinosaurs roaming, and Stegosaurus, who went over, raptors,
Allegedly.
whatever your
Yes.
favorite dinosaur is, not coming back. So let it go. All right? Same thing with Patriots. It's never happening again. Why? Why can't it happen again, Joy? Oh, it's very simple. Tom Brady is one of one. He's one of one. That's it. Bill Belichick is the greatest coach in NFL history, maybe in football history.
Yeah.
And Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in football history. Arguably the best football player in football history. Really, it's a matter of preference with that. But he is the greatest. They are the greatest. The greatest squared. It's never happening again. Okay? It's just a system and an era, and it's not going to be duplicated for many, many reasons. The number one reason being they didn't start this shit during social media.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep. Okay.
So
I'm with you. I'm following.
it's a different world. We are living in a new era. What Antonio Brown is doing is going to be the new normal. Not to the level that Antonio Brown is doing it, obviously, because everybody isn't Antonio Brown. You're still going to have Larry Fitzgerald personalities. You're still going to have Nick Foles personalities. You're still going to have Antonio Brown. And then you're going to have Juju. And then you're going to have Le'Veon Bell. And then you're going to have Josh Rosen and then Josh Allen. Like, everybody is
Kyler
different,
Murray.
and that's what makes the world special. Everyone is special, therefore no one is special. But the point is, okay, this is the new wave. So some version of this where players are going to want to control their career and stars are going to want to make a certain amount of money and more guys are going to want guaranteed money, and free agency, as we will get to later, has become more popular. It's less about harboring all these picks and I have all of these draft picks that I'm going to build a brand new glorious team.
And we was talking about this with the Raiders because they the one who coveted all these picks.
Well, now they're dishing them out, and they're also dishing out some checks. So that's how teams are going to build from now on. It has worked. The Rams were in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Had they had Todd Gurley healthy, they would have beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I firmly believe that.
Wasn't he healthy?
He was not healthy. He has arthritis in his knee,
Okay.
which is not a big story for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know why no one cares about that, but it's a big deal, and that's why they lost. Like, that's a fact.
Okay.
So anyway, the point is Antonio Brown won, and if you hate what Antonio Brown did, you just have hate in your bones. Like, it's just in you. You got to get it out. And I don't even know if you can, because it might just be so woven in your DNA. Now, if you're a Steelers fan, you're not included in this conversation, because
Okay.
I fully understand if you're a Steelers fan how you would feel some type of way about Antonio Brown. That's fair. Like, believe me, I am from Pittsburgh. There's plenty of people that are upset with Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh. Fair. That was your team, and now he's no longer there. So that's fine. But everybody else, who cares?
I haven't even heard a decent argument of what are people upset with? Like, what's going on?
He's a diva.
Okay.
He's a bad teammate. He quit.
He did sit out the last game.
He's a
That's
me guy.
crazy.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Use the internet. Like,
Yeah.
there's been plenty of criticism of Antonio Brown.
It's just not.
And you can see
warranted.
the most of it when there was that quick rumor that he was going to the Bills, and all those people that were rejoicing, like, you have been condemned, NFL Siberia. Enjoy your doom.
Yes, the haters were saying that. I was celebrating the fact that I was like, oh, Antonio Brown is choosing football. I didn't realize that's what he was going to do, because he just said he didn't need it. And him going to the Oakland Vegas Raiders proves that he's not all in on football.
It was the absolute worst. That the idea, I was sorely disappointed that
Bills?
the idea that he was going to the Bills. I don't want Antonio Brown to go to the Bills. I don't have to
He can
watch
go to the Jets,
Bills.
but he can't go to the Bills.
The Jets? Yes, of course you can go to the Jets. They have Sam Darnold. It's New York.
Josh Allen, New York.
It's a different part of New York.
Okay, all right.
It's a little bit further out there from the city.
All right, whatever.
Can't take a cab there, Brandon.
Yeah, trust me, I know that. Yeah.
Okay. So the point is, I'm happy that he's with the Raiders. This is where I said he would go. This is where I wanted him to go. It makes perfect sense. And aside from the fact that he is with Derek Carr, who I still think has the ability to be successful.
And be traded.
Possibly, who knows? But right now, we're just talking about the team as it is currently assembled.
Of course.
John Gruden, who will not be traded, who is going to be there, has shown he's capable of dealing with big personalities. The team he had in Tampa Bay was full of personalities.
Man.
He is a personality, so it's a fit there. They're going to bounce off of each other. I don't think that that's going to be a problem whatsoever.
Right.
I also think that Antonio Brown is going to be playing with a chip on his shoulder because whether or not he says he needs the game, he is a hard worker. And I think that all the things that have been said about him, he is going to use as motivation to have a great season. And more importantly, on the other end, which has nothing to do with football, everyone's forgetting the Oakland Raiders, they're not going to be in Oakland next year. They're going to Las Vegas. Do you know what happens in Las Vegas? Shows. There's a lot of entertainment dollar generated there. You need stars to do that.
Blue Man Group.
Huge show. Very successful.
Shuts out.
Okay. So I've never seen it, but I'm sure it's riveting. Okay.
The internet.
I mean, there's a lot. It's been going on for a long time for some reason. There's something that they did with good. I don't know if they splashed the paint.
There's different ones? They got different
what?
ones. I thought it was just all the same three guys.
I just don't want the paint on me.
Yeah. They don't want to get in the splash zone. You don't sit in the splash zone.
I have no interest in that.
Yeah, okay. Continue,
anyway, the point is, you need a star if you're making a move to Las Vegas. And Derek Carr is not a star. Okay? He's just not.
No.
And Antonio Brown, whether you like it or not, is a star. He is polarizing. He is a big play guy. He's a wide receiver. He is out there. Absolutely need that to make that transition to Las Vegas. That they're not moving to, no offense, Idaho. Okay,
right?
It's Las Vegas. That is an element that must happen.
But with Mike Mayock, John Gruden, Antonio Brown, this feels like going to Vegas. This feels like it's going to be the biggest reality TV show that the NFL has to offer in one team. Last year it was the Browns, and it was very entertaining. Loved every second of it. Oh, Raiders, Hard Knocks.
No, it's a waste.
What?
It's a waste.
What?
It's
okay, I'll keep my good ideas to
It's
myself.
a waste for them to be on. It's not a good idea. It's a waste for them to be on. I don't want to see the Raiders in Oakland. Why?
2 years from now.
Yeah, I want to see them. They're not going to do it next year over their first year in Las Vegas because that's not how they don't do teams that have just moved.
They clearly don't want to win football games. They want to be entertaining.
Okay, you need that though. Like, this is what I'm saying. Everything isn't. I am an old school person. If I'm on a team, I want to be a winner. I'm not into losing. Okay, so I'm with you there. But I also understand the spectrum of life, and there's got to be balance. Everybody can't be winners. Some of them just have to be entertainers. Like, that's just the way it goes. There are players who have been incredibly entertaining in this league who are stars who never won a championship.
True that.
Like, it's not, obviously the goal for everyone is to win, okay? But there's also a business side of it. It's just not that simple. We're not out in the backyard, playing for blood rights. This is the real deal.
Yeah, and Antonio Brown has
billions of
changed
dollars on the line.
everything. And I guess my issue is, I feel like I'm piecing together a lot of information to feel the weight of just how big this change is. And I think what I found was that the fact that the Raiders aren't giving him a new deal. They're just picking up the Steelers deal and giving him more money. It's insane.
Oh, no, he won. He beat all of you. All of you. Every single one of you that had a problem with it, he won.
For him to win, though, it takes him alienating one big NFL team and also being accepted by another. And those two NFL teams, the Steelers and the Raiders, the way this has come to fruition and him going to the black hole, it's too perfect not to be the right move, but it's also just very eerie. And this is a crazy change in time in the NFL and in sports history, period.
Yeah, and I love it. And I've been rooting for this, and I'm happy that it's happening. I'm all aboard. I don't make any less money because Antonio Brown got paid. Neither do you. No. Unless you were, a part of the Raiders and you're listening, and it might,
you might get more money.
Change how that goes. But everyone else, it doesn't affect you in any way whatsoever.
Right.
And this is how teams are going to build in the future because It's the wave. That's what's happening. I told you it was a new wave. It is going to happen. It's only going to continue to happen. Whatever's going to come down with Le'Veon Bell either today or tomorrow, he's likely either going to be with the Jets or the Ravens. We'll talk about that later. But this is the way that's going to work moving forward. And it's smart because you have quarterbacks on rookie contracts. So if you can get a good quarterback in the draft, a high-end quarterback on a rookie contract, you can pay other players and build a successful team.
Right.
Like, that's what the Eagles did. Just a note on the Patriots. The Patriots haven't won every single Super Bowl in the past 20 years.
Correct.
They've won a lot. They've won more than all the other teams that have played in the last 20 years, but they haven't won all of them. So there are other ways to build a championship team. And like I said, you're not going to recreate what the Patriots are doing. It's impossible. I wish people would stop aspiring to it because it doesn't even make sense. You don't have Tom Brady and you don't have Bill Belichick. You don't. So they're not. You can't duplicate it. You're not going to get like smarter, like rubbing elbows with a smart person. Like you don't then become them and like infiltrate their body and become the pod person that is Tom Brady. I know there's another. You know what? I figured out. If you can find a pod Tom Brady, then maybe you can duplicate what the Patriots are doing. But that Tom Brady is under lock and key. Only Giselle has the code. Okay, there is no one else getting access to the pod Tom.
Is in a safe in the Brady home.
Under like 5 levels down.
Okay, if that's the case, that's a great pool. If that's the case, how do the Steelers get to the point where the Patriots are? Like, how do the Steelers? This is addition by subtraction for the Steelers, in my opinion, because they had Big Ben and because they had Antonio Brown and teams with very talented players like that, they lean on playmaking abilities and they just don't play football for 3 quarters. And then in the 4th quarter, they know they have the weapons to catch up whenever they need to with Antonio Brown and Big Ben. Now the Steelers are forced to play football for 4 quarters.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how successful they're going to be honest with you. They squandered Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, and Ben Roethlisberger with dysfunction and huge mistakes in big moments. It was a complete letdown, and they're incredibly disappointing. And I come from Pittsburgh. I can say whatever I want about them. That's a fact. And now they don't have Le'Veon Bell, and they don't have Antonio Brown, and they still got Ben. So now's your opportunity to show that all of the problems and issues were Antonio Brown and Le'Veon, and we will see. I really just imagine that like the code to get to the pod Tom is like you have to make like he doesn't have strawberries. What does he like, beets and berries or something? He has avocado.
Yeah,
so you have to make like the perfect avocado smoothie that like only Giselle has the recipe for in her mind, and then you have to pour it into like this code thing, and it's just like woo, and like then it lights up, and then you have to put in like the hand thing, and then it scans like her hand, and then you have to speak like a secret language to get and then you can get to the pod Tom.
Just so we're all on the same page.
If you can get down to the 5th floor, which is guarded by alligators.
Yes, if you can find in the moat. Okay, if you can find. When's the last time we saw pod Tom? Was it with Oprah? I can't remember the last time we saw him in action.
It was either Oprah or it was at the Met Gala.
The Met Gala, yeah, that's where Pod Tom staple.
He looked robotic.
Yeah.
That tan going on.
I mean, there's only so you can only look so perfect before you look unhealthy, and Pod Tom looks unhealthy.
The skin, where's the pores?
He's like Wax Museum. That's what he's going
No, it was closer to what was the pod episode on Black Mirror?
Which pod episode?
The pod person episode where she puts him in the bathtub and he becomes alive.
Oh yeah, that one.
Man. Oh, it was so weird. It was so weird. And then he's in the attic.
Was that her boyfriend? That was like a come home boyfriend.
It was her fiance.
Remember?
And then she was pregnant.
And then she had to kill him. Then he had to walk off the cliff or something.
No,
probably.
It's Black Mirror. It's like season 1. It's like 2016.
Sorry.
Yeah, this came out when like Russell Westbrook was MVP.
Like it's Point is that just skip that episode if you get creeped out easily.
You could skip those series.
With it or quit it. With it. Quit it.
What?
With it. We about to turn up in this bitch.
All right, what am I winning or quitting today?
Russell Westbrook got into an altercation with a Utah Jazz fan last night. He was recorded shouting at the fan, and after the game, he called the comments disrespectful and racial. Joy, the NBA needs to control their fans. With it or quit it?
With it, for show.
Okay.
For show.
And hope you didn't mind, I actually just took the exact words that you said on her today, so it's a good read.
Oh, so you just did my read?
And that's some of it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's really about the setup. The setup, you know.
I'm trying to sneak one of those in.
We'll get to the opinion now. Anyway, the point is, if you didn't see the video, I don't know where you are, but just look it up. It's very easy to find.
I actually saw it as soon as it got posted. It was like 1 minute, and I was like, oh, this may make news. I didn't know it was going to lead every show.
Yeah. Well, when you watch it, then you understand why immediately.
Yeah.
It's Westbrook, and he's controversial and polarizing, and he goes off and basically says that he would definitely beat that ass.
Yes.
Basically.
I'm talking to you.
I'm paraphrasing.
And your wife.
Yeah. On everything I love.
Yes.
I'll beat that ass. Paraphrasing again, but it's basically the long and short of it.
Yes.
And he said that the fan told him to get down on his knees like you used to. So get down on my knees like I used to is basically what the fan said. The fan was interviewed afterwards.
Crazy.
Why he was interviewed?
Why we know his name? We know his name. He's popular now.
Why he was still there?
I'm stopping interrupting.
We don't know, but he had a microphone in his face and he explained himself, saying that he told him to ice his knees and that his wife said nothing. Westbrook already had ice on his knees, and there's no version or alternate universe that exists where I can imagine Russell Westbrook escalating to the height of anger that he was over someone telling him to put ice on his knees, which actually, considering the fact that he had ice on his knees, would be helpful. Like, you should ice your knees. So clearly something about knees was said, except for one spectrum is over here and the other one is way over here.
Yes.
Now, people are going to believe who they want to believe based off of their own experiences. I'll put it that way. All right?
That's the nice way to put it. That's very safe.
It's the safe way of putting it.
Yeah, it's nice.
Before I saw any of the tweets, because there's some of the tweets are allegedly fake. I'm not even going to get into what he's tweeted or hasn't tweeted. Before I saw the tweet and before I saw that ridiculous interview, I automatically believed Russell Westbrook, because why would he lie?
Voila.
I mean, literally, like, what reason does he have to lie about it? It doesn't make any sense. He's not stupid. There's people everywhere. Clearly, anyone who was standing next to him would have heard what the guy said. In fact, Patrick Patterson, his teammate who was sitting right next to him, said that's what he said and more. So who am I to believe here? Some random fan who has everything to lose if he comes out and admits that he told Russell Westbrook to get down on his knees like he used to? Or Russell Westbrook? I don't know. I'm going with Russell Westbrook. You make your own decisions in life, and then you can actually do some extra research and find out who this guy is, and then make your own decisions in life. And if you still come to the same conclusion, then you've made your own decision in life. The point is,
congrats.
I felt the way that I feel about these situations since the beginning of time, which is fans have this idea that I've purchased a ticket. Here you go. Thank you for allowing me into your building. I now can behave however I see fit. I can holler at other people. I can run up and down the hallways of this arena. I can yell and shout at the top of my lungs. I can lose my mind, essentially, and be completely disrespectful, and there are no consequences because I've paid money for this entertainment.
Yeah.
And it's ludicrous. I can't process it. I've had grown men pour beer on me. I've had people throw hot dogs at me. I've had a grown man get in my face and literally tell me to shut the up this far away from my face. He had a whole beard. I mean, it was as big as his face. His beard was as big as his face. He was twice the size of me. I'm 5'2". Okay?
These are your experiences.
Okay, so he wasn't 10 foot tall, but he was very, very big. Okay, and much bigger than me. The point is, I'm a pretty unassuming person when it comes to someone who would be violent or a threat. Don't get it twisted. I am. Okay. But looking at me, you wouldn't think that I would be someone that you would want to physically attack inside of an arena.
Sometimes you get tried.
Right. Exactly. It's silliness, of course. But, sometimes you got to let people know who you are. Right.
Now and then.
Exactly.
Yes.
It's a test of life.
Right.
All right. But the point is, people act insane in these places, and it's not always because of alcohol. And I don't understand it. I've never understood it. It gets excused as, oh, well, heckling and this behavior. It's just part of sports. It's always been a part of sports. Just because something has always happened, guess what? Doesn't mean that it's right or that it needs to happen. There's plenty of examples in history of things we've just kind of altered away from that were actually really good. Like, for all of society, maybe just behaving like you would behave if this person that you're yelling at could actually react how they would react in the street might save everyone just a little bit of trouble.
Right.
Okay? Well, to get into the levels of like how racially disrespectful this is, basically it comes down to this. If you're white, you're going to think what he said is demeaning. If you're black, you're going to think it's racial. And if you think that it's racial, then you understand the deep levels of disrespect that saying this to a black man would be.
And also Westbrook going off like that.
Right. I have no problem with him going off like that. And if you don't understand what he's saying either, he's not actually threatening the woman. So just like, stop. All right.
Yes. He's getting her attention as well. That's why I thought it was like you and your wife. She was like,
yes, you too. I mean? You too. You're with him. That's this together. All of this. All this whole area is disrespectful. Now, people are going to argue like it's beneath Russell Westbrook. It's not actually, because Russell Westbrook is a human being. And this is entertainment. And this is his job. He isn't here volunteering. And just because you paid money, you've only paid to watch his performance.
Right.
When you go to Cirque du Soleil, do you get to run up to the stage and yell at the performers? It's quite frowned upon.
Crazy.
You will go to jail.
Right.
It's actually very dangerous.
Heckle at Cirque du Soleil.
Yeah.
Have you been to a Cirque du Soleil show? I have no interest in seeing any of these gymnasts doing incredibly difficult and dangerous stunts being yelled at by lunatic hecklers.
Yeah.
Okay?
Don't drop it.
There's a reason why.
Don't drop them.
There's a reason why they don't do that. Okay? It's ridiculous behavior.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. It makes it uncomfortable for the other fans that are there. It's unsafe for the players. If somebody goes off, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
And it's so getting close to that. And it's already almost too late. People have this. I'm not even going to get into the level of disrespect racially that it goes on social media. If you think I'm lying, just go read the comments under these guys' posts.
Yeah.
We live in divided times. People feel very enabled, and it really comes down to entitlement. Like I've been avoiding saying it this whole time. It's what it is. People feel entitled to behave however it is that they please because they paid for a ticket to watch someone perform.
Yeah.
And if you've got that kind of hate in your heart, you feel like you can talk like that. And while we're at it, Utah is notorious for having incidents like this. It's not just Russell Westbrook. Stop putting on him. Matt Barnes talked about it on The Herd.
Yeah. He
People
came on here
will
and talked
straight
about
up
it.
yell the N-word at these guys. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's security everywhere, especially on the lower level. There is security everywhere. Kick them out. Ban them. It's not that hard.
The people that are saying that it's kind of a mute issue or he should be, control himself better or kind of put the blinders on. The problem with it is, and they said like this has been going on in the NBA for years and years and years. It's like, okay, yeah, guess what? Back then, you could say stuff like that without any reprimanding at all. Like those people in the stands, race regardless, like not talking about race at all, can yell at the people and think nothing would happen to them. Right now, we're in a place where we're trying to teach people how to speak to people of other races and other nationalities and people that aren't their same creed and color. And these are the type of learning opportunities that we need to give America, because obviously they weren't given in the past. And just because it happened in the past and been going on forever doesn't mean it needs to change moving forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy. It's inexcusable. The NBA has to do something about it.
But what can you do? You can't control that. That's my thing. That's why I feel so torn on it. You can't control that.
You can't control what people say, no. And you can't control fans heckling, no. And I'm not saying that everyone should go and sit with their hands in their lap and clap quietly for the dunks, okay? So just stop going overboard with everything.
That'd be interesting.
There's common sense level of what you can say and not say. If you would feel comfortable walking up to Russell Westbrook on the street, hands free, and say what you're saying now, I feel like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, you about it.
Right? Because you're about that life. So whatever happens to you, you feel like you can handle yourself. Here's the thing, though. You don't want the smoke. You don't want the smoke. You don't want smoke.
Especially now with him.
No smoke for you. No smoke.
Stop picking on people you don't want to smoke with.
You don't want smoke.
Stop acting like you want smoke.
You don't want the smoke. No smoke available for you.
Yes, no.
You can't handle it.
Weak
Cough,
lungs.
cough.
Yeah, very
no
weak
smoke.
lungs.
No smoke.
Weak, yes.
Weak lungs is not, it doesn't even begin to touch how much smoke is unavailable.
They don't, unavailable.
Okay,
smoke.
so just stop it. There's no invisible bubble that's going to protect you from a player who has had enough of your shit. It doesn't exist. I know in your mind you are protected because it's like, oh, well, if you touch me, I'm going to sue. You can get touched. You can get touched. It's available.
They touched Westbrook, little boy.
And I'm
touched
not
Westbrook the other
endorsing
day.
this, and I'm not advocating for this. I'm actually advocating for the complete opposite of it. I don't think that it's right that people feel like they can go to this men's workplace and talk this way to them. And it's not just NBA. It's football too. It's hockey. It's soccer. We just saw over the weekend a fan ran on the field and hit some, just
Yes.
sucker punch some guy.
him
It's
back.
crazy.
Baseball even.
Baseball too. Forgot about baseball. They play that sport.
RP
It's
Jack
easy, it's
Robinson.
easy to do, but
It's not okay. All the leagues need to get control of it. It's unacceptable behavior. I'm 100% on Westbrook's side. And if you don't like Westbrook, that's fine. He is the villain of the NBA, and I'm sure he has no problem with that. But off the court, he's a stand-up guy and has never been in any trouble. So this whole persona that Westbrook has is within the confines of actual basketball.
Right. Yeah.
Everything outside of that is nonsense. So people talking about like he's classless and just shut
guy
up.
tweeted, yeah.
Like do a minimal level of research on what kind of guy Russell Westbrook actually is.
Yeah.
If you don't like him on the court, that's fine. You don't have to. But that has nothing to do with his actual character. No kids or adults or old people, okay, or mascots from the other team should be touching Russell Westbrook or any other player. It's not for touching.
I mean, the days of players being passive is over. 'cause
No,
we gotta,
that's
we gotta
it.
make
The
some change.
humble, we're happy to be here thing is
Yeah.
done. Let that go.
Yeah, so job.
Just, it's out of your mind. No smoke. No smoke. Oh, it's a remix. What's next?
It's hot in these NFL free agency streets, and it hasn't even officially started yet. NFL stars like Deshaun Jackson, Terrell Suggs, and Eric Weddle have all found new homes to finish out their careers, and we're all patiently waiting to see where Le'Veon Bell ends up. Joy, the NFL will dominate sports coverage until the NBA Finals. Wit it or quit it.
I'm going to quit that because March Madness is so close.
That's
It's
true.
so close, yes.
It is March, early April madness.
Oh, it's so close.
That's what it should be called.
So close.
Yeah.
So once that happens, we're going to get a little college basketball, which I'm very excited for,
Yes.
obviously.
Yeah. So we can
but
all start watching it.
it has been dominated and it's very fun. And I'm so glad the NFL has finally caught up to this NBA style
Yes.
of Woj bomb. Although
Drop
we haven't
it.
quite figured out who Woj is. I mean, it's obviously Chef, but there's some, you know.
Rappaport. There's the amount of people that tweet the exact same thing at the exact same time with the different words and they act like they're the only person tweeting it. This is all fun.
I mean, as long as I get the news, to be honest
Yes,
with you.
that's fair.
But the point is, it's been fun. And there's been a lot of money given out. And obviously, we talked about Antonio Brown, who, wasn't a free agent, obviously was traded, but, moves. And Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley's headed to the Bills. That's interesting. I actually think it's a good move.
Why are you hating on the Bills?
I mean, why am I hating on the
Cole
Bills?
Beasley's a good move for the Bills, but not Antonio Brown. Actually, no, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah, thank
now
you.
that I said
I'm
out
just,
loud,
like, waiting
hearing
for
it
that
back to
to
myself, it's like actually
process through.
No, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, so
I
I'm gonna
like
play
that.
play Yarna on the list of free agent moves.
Cool. Yeah, nah.
Okay. So Trent Brown, I'm gonna go nah. Way too much money. Way too much money.
Right.
Here's the thing.
Right.
Trent Brown's a good player. You can't pay former Patriots that much money. We've seen it.
Yes.
Bill Belichick, he
System and
tricks
all that
you,
stuff,
and
yeah.
it just doesn't. I don't see that working out.
I like
long
the
term.
move to secure getting Antonio Brown the ball though, but the problem is the Patriots, they hold, like Tom Brady holds the ball at least like almost anyone in the NFL.
Well, that
they track.
and the offensive line coach for the Patriots is legendary. They
Right.
have a system there. Like I just think it's too much money. Landon Collins, good for him. $84 million contract with the Redskins doesn't really move the needle for me. So
High-paid
I'm gonna go
middle
yeah to the money. Good for you. Nah, because it doesn't really change anything for the R words for me. Trey Flowers, 5-year deal with the Lions. Nah, good player,
Lions.
but it's the Lions. It's not the movement for me.
So
anyway,
sad.
Cole Beasley, I'm a yeah because I do think that Josh Allen needs a reliable receiver.
Yeah.
And Cole Beasley is. I mean, it's a lot of money, but Bill's got to give somebody money.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. And yeah, that was a move that I think that the Bills should have been on the high of their priority list because you have a young quarterback and you need someone reliable and a veteran. So cool with that. Let's skip down a little bit. Sheldon Richardson, 3-year deal with the Browns. Yeah to that. Like that. And Tyrann Mathieu signed a 3-year deal, $42 million with the Chiefs. Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And the Eagles got Deshaun Jackson, which is good. And shout out to Frank Gore, also with the Bills. Frank Gore is
Yes.
36 years old.
Still doing it.
Still doing it.
Still doing it. I heard back in the day when he was with the 49ers, they were making a run with Kaepernick. They said he didn't even, I had friends that played there, and they said that Frank Gore literally didn't step on the field during practice. They were protecting his legs so much. And at times, there was a chair that just got pushed, and he just sat. They protect those legs. And that's why he's able to play at 36.
Yeah, I mean, whatever he's doing is working because he's had multiple surgeries and he's still out there killing it. And also C.J. Mosley is a y'all move.
I cannot believe the Ravens got rid of. They better get Le'Veon Bell. The Ravens better get Le'Veon Bell if they're going to get rid of important pieces on the defense like that. Terrell Suggs and now C.J. Mosley. That is insane.
Suggs is heading to the Cardinals, which I would yaw that as well.
Yeah. They usually took Dwight Freeney. Like they take a lot of older. Even though Terrell Suggs is going to. He's going to change that team. That's him and Cook.
Yeah, I mean, he's a veteran. I like that move. I don't know. I like the Jets for Le'Veon Bell. I'm hoping that's what happens. Although he'd be interesting with the Ravens as well.
Lamar Jackson needs help. I mean, you need an established running game to help a rookie quarterback like that.
The Jets have allegedly given, it's reportedly actually, yes. I'm saying allegedly like it's a crime. The Jets have reportedly given Le'Veon Bell a deadline. Which makes sense because everyone's getting paid. Like everything's happening. Right. So
the money's got to move.
I think that he's probably holding out to try and get the money that he missed from last year, and I don't know if that's available. Although I think you should pay Le'Veon Bell whatever he asked for because
he needs a boogie contract year. Le'Veon Bell, after not playing football for a year, he can't get a bunch of money to play football when he hasn't done it in the calendar year. Like he needs to take a smaller deal with the Ravens and relax, prove himself, and then bounce around after that. These one-year deals are going to be more and more popular in the NFL. Why not?
I mean, if it's guaranteed money, sure. All right. Hear ye, hear ye. Anonymous quoter people are petty. It is the season of anonymous quotes.
'Tis the season.
It is because there's so many of them coming at the Lakers and Magic Johnson. Basically, everyone has something to say. A anonymous Western Conference executive.
Ooh, from West's time. That's actually more specific than we've had.
Yeah, has basically said that he's LeBron's placing the blame on his teammates, mainly targeting his younger players. He said basketball is that the most important thing. That was LeBron's quote. He questioned his teammates' sense of urgency. The executive said, all of a sudden I'm seeing a different LeBron. He's throwing people under the bus, deferring and putting blame on somebody else instead of being like an old school guy and saying I've got to do a better job. I've got to make my teammates better. Great players and great leaders, that's what they do. That's what Kobe would have done. That's what Michael Jordan would have done. All right, Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face. Yes. And Kobe does not have the reputation for being particularly kind to teammates who are underperforming.
Him and Shaq fought all the time. Give
it a little YouTube search.
Yes.
All right, now listen, Golden Mamba, untouchable right now. Michael Jordan, ultimate competitor. So I don't think that those are the best comparisons for this particular situation, but this is just the state that the Lakers and LeBron are in right now. Like, they're going to miss the playoffs. Everyone's coming for the king, if you will, because it's just we're in uncharted territory. Like, what are we going to do? We're going into the NBA playoffs without LeBron James, and it's looking like the Lakers are in a very bad spot. They're probably not going to get Anthony Davis. People are coming at Magic Johnson saying that he doesn't know what he's doing running the team. They don't have any grinders over there, and everyone's going to be petty right now because they've been waiting for the opportunity to try and actually come at LeBron with some validation. I don't think it's over for LeBron. I don't think that they're going to win a championship as I did before, but we'll see what we'll see what happens in the free agency. Like everything could change. Like if they it all depends on what happens in this free agency. Whether or not they win a championship with LeBron here in LA. I do think a lot went on this year that did not need to go on. The injuries are the biggest factor for me. All the other stuff plays a part, but the injuries were the genesis of this whole thing falling apart. You can't win with 3 of your starters out. I don't know who can do that. But it did fall apart. So we'll see what happens in free agency in the offseason, but everyone is going to be as petty as they possibly can be because they've been waiting for this opportunity.
I don't envy the position that Magic Johnson is in because he has the power to decide if LeBron James wins another championship in his life based on this free agency.
I mean, it's pretty crucial. And LeBron's going to have a say in it too, but it all depends on this free agency. Petty.
It's time for high key, low key.
All right, high key, the U.S. women's national team wants all the monies, and low key, they deserve it. I know I'm going to get everyone's little feathers ruffled. I know it's very, very offensive to some people that women should be paid the same as men. I know. It is basically traumatizing.
How can they get paid the same when they have babies? Is that the argument? I don't know. I struggle with it.
I don't know. I don't know why it bothers people so much. It gets like honestly just tweet like women deserve to be paid the same as men and just leave it, and then just read like the comments. It's a
if you look at the data,
vortex of just icky goo goo.
Yeah.
It's actually amazing. I've had so many arguments about this particular topic. Yeah. Obviously, the WNBA players are trying to get paid more as well. I do believe they should be paid more. My at least understanding of those situations is that the NBA is a business, and the WNBA is a separate business, although they are obviously intertwined in some way. Whereas the U.S. Women's National Team and the Men's National Team are the national team. So they represent the country.
Yes.
The NBA does not represent our country. Don't know if you know this, but people from other countries play in the NBA.
Shouts out to Giannis.
People from other countries don't play on the women's national team because it's the women's national team, it's the men's national team. So only people from the United States of America play on the national team. Therefore, it's the country. And since the women's team, well, everyone's getting all like, oh, well, the ratings and the revenue. It's the national team. It's for the country. It's all of us together as one, right? Americans together. That's what we do, right?
That's what they tell us.
That's what we do. So, since that's the case, the women are doing all of the winning, and that's not debatable. The women crush women's soccer globally. It's honestly, I'm just going to say it, it's embarrassing, the disparity, okay?
Patriot-style dominance, if you will.
It's yes, like they've won 3 World Cups. The highest the men have ever finished is 3rd, and that was in 1930.
Shouts out to the old times.
Shout out to 1930.
Yeah.
Okay.
TBT.
Yeah.
I think they found the stadium in 1930.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Must have been so hard. It was probably so hard.
The sun.
The sun and the stars. Yeah, I mean, it's just like I can run down the list of like the 4 gold medals and like I said the 3 World Cups and owning CONCACAF and it's just just I can go on and on and on.
Yeah, light work.
Yeah, light work, exactly. The point is, it's a different situation than 2 separate businesses like the WNBA and the NBA, even though I do think the WNBA should be paid more, as I said. Stop arguing against women getting paid the same. Not only do they dominate, it is a national team. They absolutely deserve to be paid equally, if not at least a fair increase from what they have. When the women won the World Cup in 2015, they were paid a total to split, $1.725 million in bonuses. When the men reached round 16 in the Cup, which, by the way, they didn't qualify last World Cup.
They did not. A lot of people lost jobs. Just straight up.
It's America.
Yeah.
Where are we? Where we at? Where we at?
Yeah.
They were paid $5.375 million in the year before when they made the round 16. So it's quite a bit of difference there.
Right.
Okay.
Couple mil. Few mil.
Yeah, a few mil. And it's not right. The women absolutely deserve to get paid. Not only do they crush, they have stars. They're completely entertaining. They're consistent. It's a national team. Stop arguing against it. It's honestly embarrassing. You have daughters. You have sisters. Like, it's enough already. Just stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's so embarrassing. Please stop it. I can't stand it. Stop it. It's enough. Did I say stop it?
One more again.
Can we please stop with this and just pay it? By the way, Women's World Cup on Fox.
Hey.
June 7th.
So good. Women's soccer is so fun to watch. Women's soccer is so fun to watch, especially when you get a chance to see our
completely dominant team.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Can't wait. All right. High key, the Warriors are beefing. And low key, it's over.
You can't say it's over. It's still 2019.
That is my Gru from the Minions movie. What's the Minions movie called?
I think Minions.
Minions?
If it's a Minions movie, I'm pretty sure it's called Minions.
Despicable Me.
Despicable Me. It's not called Minions.
There's a Minions movie, and you said the Minions movie.
You said, okay, thank you, Ariana. It's not called Minions.
The Minions movie isn't?
No, what I'm talking about is
You said, what did they say in the Minions movie? There has been a Minions movie.
Okay,
I was speaking about the Minions movie.
Despicable Me, which is the title I was looking for. Anyway, Gru says it's over, or come over, or something like that, and that's what it is for the Warriors. All right, so thank you for completely destroying my joke.
Or something like that.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's right.
Shout
the point is, shout out Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr is very unhappy.
I said Steve Carell.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
But that's Gru. That's the character that does
Carell?
it. Yeah, he came on as Gru on Ellen, and it was great. It was a great episode.
Steve Kerr is unhappy with Draymond Green. He has said he is tired of Draymond Green, actually. And
Tired of his That's what he said.
is that what he said?
Yeah, he said tired of the mouth reading was tired of his tired of Draymond
Is that what he said? Because
Yes.
I thought he said he was fucking tired of Draymond.
Yeah, so
Tired of
Yeah.
Draymond? Not his
No.
It was both. It was both the F and the S.
Yay!
Was it?
No bleeps from me though, Donnie. I got you.
Sorry. The point is, this is all, I'm convinced it's all coming apart. It's all coming apart after this year.
How?
KD to New York. Kyrie
Why would he do that?
to LA.
Doesn't matter.
Boogie to LA.
Okay.
Draymond, someone's gonna pay him a bunch of money, and
That's next
you're
year.
gonna be left with with Steph and Clay, which is good.
And some room. The God Myers has got us. Listen, until I was thinking about it today. So Warriors,
thinking about it today. He's
Warriors,
got it.
Warriors Clippers first round right now. I think how it would line up.
Okay.
There's a world where that's the first series that a team comes back from 3-0 to win. If we were down 3-0 to the Clippers right now, I still wouldn't be shook. We're fine.
The Oklahoma, that happened already.
It's 3-1.
Oklahoma City.
It never happened 3-0.
Oh,
3-1
3-1.
happened.
Oh, you're
that
talking
Red
three-
Sox. I'm on that Red
oh.
Sox. I'm on that Red Sox level of cockiness.
Oh wow! Actually, that could definitely
At
happen.
me.
The Clippers are good, but they're not this year. They could beat them in the first round though.
The Clippers?
Yeah, the Warriors. Right now, first round.
How's it over, Joy?
I mean, they're going to win a championship this year, and Kevin
Okay.
Durant's going to win another Finals MVP. Just
Cool.
relax. This is all coming down the.
I'm
down
very
the road.
relaxed.
Down the road. You don't sound relaxed. All right.
yeah.
High key.
Never does,
Mark
really.
Cuban is trying to Shark Tank players, and low key, I am not going to back him on this particular situation.
Tank players.
So the situation with the G League is basically what he's talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So elite prospects can skip college and go straight to the G League with a salary of $125,000, which for the G League is very high.
Right.
Mark Cuban said if you're a strong enough brands and a good enough basketball player, you're crazy to think if you don't take the salary in the G League, because they also do their own marketing deals, are not constrained by the NBA Players Association. So you can pick a very popular player, a high school player, that has a couple million Instagram followers, go straight to the G League, sign a multi-million-dollar shoe deal. Why wouldn't you do that instead of going to college? Because you're going to play against better players. That is true. You don't have the ridiculous NCAA rules. That is true. That say you can only practice X number of hours against your teammates. You can only spend so much time with your coaches. You can't earn any extra money. He's making all good points. The only situation that I find problematic here, while I am an advocate of the G League in theory of it being a developmental league and an option for players who do not want to go to college, the problem is G League isn't like minor league baseball. It's not, and minor league baseball is a rough road as well. It's not some cakewalk. Obviously, the talent is better in G League because they're technically professional basketball players and they move back and forth. Like you have NBA level coaches. Like,
Right.
of course, it's different than college. However, it's not just some easy road. It's not gonna be. It's not gonna be. You're not staying in the Ritz. Okay, like
Right.
this is a different type of travel that you're doing. Like this is
Yeah.
not junior NBA. Like this is the G League. It's a rough road, and just because you're making $125,000, the other thing that you're forgetting when you do this, and this is a move, and it is something, you are giving away all of your medical information to the NBA because you are now a part of that system. Whereas in college, you're playing in college,
Right.
you're still going to be seen if you're an elite prospect. You're still going to be developing your brand. Obviously, you're not going to get paid.
Right.
You're going to be able to do your shoe deal and all those things that will eventually come down the line, which is the point that Mark Cuban is making. You can do that earlier. They don't have your medical information, which will change how things go for you in your career. So it seems like a very easy thing, like, oh, just take the money and then go. But it is still a decision that players have to make, and it's just it's not that simple.
And how many of these players are going to be in the G League every year, anyways? Maybe one.
Right. Well, I mean, it's elite prospects. That's the
Right.
point. Like, it's not just simply like there's going to be dozens of
Right.
players just
Wide
going
sweeping.
straight to the G League. Everyone overreacts to that. Like, oh, you're going to change the one done rule. All the players are going to college basketball's over.
Right.
Loser power rankings. Loser power rankings. These are the losers of the week. Oh, James Dolan, get out of our lives.
But stay in losers. Yeah.
Okay, so he had this fiasco with a fan over the weekend where he was just so bothered at the idea that he should sell the team.
Yeah. A rude comment. he
Yeah,
called it.
a rude comment.
Yeah, that's
Imagine. Oh, what a life. Could you imagine if you could just ban people out of your life? Oh, it is my dream. It is my dream. Where do I sign up for that?
I mean,
Oh, I have to be a billionaire that owns an NBA team. Okay.
Right,
So I have
right.
some some legwork to do. The point is a fan suggested that he should sell the team, and he's very offended. I mean, the thought that another person should tell him to do something professionally with his business.
It also didn't come from nowhere. People have been talking about it. He knows that.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know, but I'm just saying, like.
Yeah, it's not the first time he's heard this.
Right.
So anyway, he told him enjoy watching the games on TV, which is kind of a good comeback. It's a little clever. I'll give him that.
Good. MSG has all the games.
Yeah. So anyway, Charles Oakley obviously has something to say about that, as he should, because that was just one of the most embarrassing moments in sports history to me. It just was incredibly hard to watch, seeing Charles Oakley, a Knicks legend, being dragged out of that building. It was, I don't even want to get into it. It was awful.
When you guys were playing that on the herd, I was like, I forgot.
Did that happen?
No, not that it happened, but how Charles Oakley looked pushing all those people, but like 3 feet below his height, and it hurts
my sports soul to watch that video.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he basically said he's a bully, which isn't far off, and that Adam Silver needs to do something about it. I don't think that Adam Silver should get involved to the level of forcing him to sell the team. He hasn't done anything to that level, obviously. I mean, it's just dysfunction. It's disappointing because the Knicks could be such an incredible franchise. They're in the mecca of basketball. MSG is just it's like hallowed grounds for just historic games and performances, and it's just I do want bannability though. I really am into that.
I don't have anything.
Like if you could just banish people.
James Dolan needs to be banned.
I have a list of 5 people right now. I can think
You don't want to ban nobody, Joy. Don't get on wax saying you want to ban people.
Do you know me? Have you met me?
I know you. I'm trying to keep the mask for the people who don't know you.
I'm surprised one of us hasn't been banned.
That's fair. Anyway, all right. So that's first loser. All right, McGregor. Oh yeah, Ash. I did not ban Ashley. She's just
Yeah.
I'm about to say, Ashley's not here
Not
today.
ban Ashley.
Do we need
She
to
is
know
on a
something?
flight.
She's just
Hopefully
out
safe.
today. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Conor McGregor destroyed a fan's phone outside of Fontainebleau, Miami Beach Hotel. He was placed into custody of charges of felony strong-armed robbery and misdemeanor criminal mischief. I'm thinking. Here's the thing. In general, I think that Conor McGregor he's gotten out of control. Okay, and that's like you don't want to smash someone's phone. I'm not advocating smashing someone's phone.
Right.
However, how close was the phone to Conor McGregor that was smashed? Because I feel like if you put a phone in Conor McGregor's face,
He's got quick hands.
that's
It's
kind
close.
of a thing.
Right. Yes. Yeah. I've seen people get their phone smashed at parties before, and they weren't right there. So I'll say that. But if Conor McGregor's moving and it's somebody's random, that's just in the
he's just
street.
like he's a star. I don't know. So I haven't seen it in video on this. I don't know what the incident was. I'm sure we'll see it because Fontainebleau has cameras.
Yeah. He was arrested.
But he was arrested. So
was
there was that. Well, I mean, he clearly did smash the phone if he was arrested.
I know you can get arrested from smashing phones.
It's not your property,
It's a phone.
but it belongs to someone else. Phones are expensive. Have you ever purchased a phone?
Of course. I just got a new one. XR. Shouts out.
Okay, so yeah, of course you can get arrested for smashing someone's phone.
But wait.
You remove something that belongs to someone else and you smash it on the ground.
If I took your backpack and then did a couple jumping jacks on them, I can get arrested for that?
Well, we're both getting arrested because we're fighting. There's computers in there. What do you
Doing
mean?
jumping jacks on a backpack? That is
What do you
wild, Brandon. That is
Of
wild.
course you can get arrested. It's nonsense.
Doesn't this help him, though? Like, I saw that mugshot, and I was like, tight. Like,
That's fair.
you know what I
That's
mean?
weird
If he
that
put
you
the
do
know what I
album,
mean?
no, if he put the album
Yeah, I
out,
mean,
that's
like,
what he
with
got
the
going.
mugshot?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I have
like-
no interest in a McGregor rap album. Please don't do that. He's out here on
definitely-
some billboards with some whiskey ads, though.
Oh, man.
But anyway, the
He
point
was with
is,
Migos in the studio, though. It's pretty
That is
close.
true.
yeah.
No,
I just wouldn't suggest putting a phone in anyone's face. It seems like a quick way to get your phone smashed.
I mean, this is the best story that person has, though. No harm, no foul.
Probably, but still not cool.
can I tell a quick story about a famous person smashing somebody's phone?
Sure.
At a party, college. I think Manti was like about to go into his senior year. I think he decided he was like coming back, and we just at somebody's house partying. Students there called him. What did they used to call him? non-athletic regular people. NARPs. Yeah, NARPs. So NARPs was there. There's a couple NARPs there, and one of the NARPs was filming. Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, exactly.
You said gang gang. Why
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
say
exactly.
it?
You said squad. You a house squad. She gonna back up the
I was-
squad. You are a NARP.
You
Don't
put
play.
your foot on a wall to climb up and dunk.
Yes, you did do that yesterday, and I was
was
not.
tight.
I was
That's
like,
a-
that was the
that's-
most NARPish thing
Yeah,
I've
that's
ever
a
seen in
heavy
my life.
narp move.
Yeah, but high level narping over here.
Anyways,
Come on now.
filming, took the phone. Everybody saw it, and he just made a big fuss about it. Go outside.
He did?
I mean, yeah, the phone got smashed. You know what I'm saying? Don't be recording. Don't be recording people.
I'm
He didn't. I'm saying I was surprised because he didn't get arrested after that. So I was like, oh, you can smash people's phones. I saw Manti do it
Manti Notre Dame can smash a phone and it's fine.
at a house party.
Yeah, there's levels to that.
Yeah, clearly.
All right, speaking of institutions of learning,
Hey.
so there's a scandal, if you will, a racketeering conspiracy case that includes 33 parents, 9 coaches from universities like USC, UCLA, Yale, Stanford, and Georgetown.
Did not hear my
And
university on that.
there are 2 actresses. I don't know their names, but one is Aunt
I actually
Becky.
have one up.
Lori Loughlin.
Laughlin.
It's Aunt Becky. And then we also got Felicity Huffman.
And Felicity Huffman. Yeah,
Hoffman, I believe her name
Hoffman.
is pronounced.
Yeah.
It's spelled Huffman, and she was on Desperate Housewives, which
Yeah,
is just
yeah.
all the threads. Go.
Yes, William
William
H.
H.
Macy's
Macy's
wife.
wife. Squad,
Yes.
squad.
So the parents are charged in an alleged scheme. They're accused of paying this singer person a total of $25 million between 2011 and February 2019 for the arrangement. The arrangement was basically they disguised their children as athletes. And
How do you do that?
Then paid this guy money to get them
Blackface?
into back.
I'm sorry. I was like, I cannot say it. I can. And I was like, no, I can't. No, I can't.
I should have been more specific. Athletes such as crew,
Okay. Shouts out.
water polo,
Is there
Right.
like collegiate badminton, maybe?
Yeah, probably something.
so crew.
Row is big. Rowing.
That's
crew.
That's crew.
That's where I got it from. You know, I was like, that sounds familiar. I told you it's gonna be a bad
Why do I
podcast
have
for
a
me.
flash of how high right now? There's like
yeah.
rolling cup.
Oh my god.
Puff.
It was actually Stroke Smoke.
Stroke, smoke.
Shouts out,
Man, what a good
And Red.
movie.
Such a good movie.
Where's your crew at?
We gotta rewrite that thing.
No, the crew up.
Yes.
Anyway. Oh, it's so good. Like
athletes-
what? Anyway, these
Go listen
people
to
paid like
DeHaas after the
$500,000
Yeah.
to get their kids in school. I mean, pay for a damn tutor. How expensive is a tutor, dog? I mean, you're
Yeah.
rich. Like, what
Well,
is this? It's insane.
There's no substitute for hard work and sacrifice.
What?
Or $500,000. I mean, that is a good. I honestly, hard work and sacrifice is so hard, and you have to sacrifice so much that $500,000 seems like a good.
It's an FBI
Shortcut.
investigation, and in the files are like back and forth emails photoshopping kids' faces into onto like water polo players. Like
This sounds fun for everyone.
Man.
I can't even process it. Like, what are you talking about? Put your kid in a different school. Get him some SAT tutors. What are you doing?
That's 500 on top of how much tutors cost.
Right.
Because the
Right.
tutors,
Well-
the tutors didn't work. This is just an abject failure. Money means nothing.
No.
Whatever
there's
we have to
no
throw
way,
at it.
dude. There's no way. Okay, listen. I am horrific at math. Very, very bad. I had to take 2 remedial math courses in college. That means they didn't count for any credit, just so I could take the one math class I needed to graduate. Okay,
Oh, you was bad
I'm
at math.
bad at math.
Yeah, okay.
Like bad. Oh, you bad at math. Okay, and I still managed to graduate with honors from a private university. I did it all on my own. All right, no help. Okay, I figured it out. I filled out the application and wrote the paper and stuff. I figured it out.
Yes.
All right, it's not that hard.
Or Aunt Becky could pay for it.
But she didn't pay for it because now everyone knows you didn't really get into that school.
Oh man, that's crazy. And honestly, the fact that they use the athletes, it's funny that like they use the NCAA to cover up.
But
some,
how
like,
do you? What happens to you once you get into
dirty
school? They're
stuff.
like, "Where's my crew player that I signed up for?"
At that point in time, everybody knows there's like a couple people that's just not going to show up.
Somebody gets homesick. You never know.
Yeah,
What
it's like, is that person ever coming for the team? Like, I never met him. I saw his name
I
on the
don't,
locker.
I don't like fully understand the spectrum of it. All
Yeah,
I know is there's a
not
lot of
neither.
people in trouble and a lot of people on that list, and I don't get it. Just get the kid tutor. Like,
If you have money, you can pay. That seems like that's a good use of your money if you have an abundance of it. Get your kid in college, regardless of how good or bad they were as students up until that point.
just make.
Do you think they framed any of the photoshopped pictures?
Do you-
Like so they could actually pretend to be
God.
proud
I
of the
don't
kids
know.
also
It's just
too
so
while they fake their
incredible.
accomplishments?
And I'm not. Don't quote me on like these two actresses are the ones that had the Photoshop thing. Is like there's a whole report.
Right.
But there's so many universities in the
Yale's
world.
in there.
Like
Yeah.
There's. I mean, yeah. This is why it's got to be Yale. There's other options.
They're cheaper too.
Much cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, out of state maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. It's.
It's more expensive out of state.
All right. In place of Migos Culture Report this week, we are going to
Yay.
explain the bright pink tank top that
Woo!
Brandon Newman is wearing. Because Brandon's getting married. Brandon's getting
For the
married.
culture, though.
Getting
married for the culture. That's why it's
the
Yes,
culture
yes, yes. We are starting in the culture. Marriage, good things, homes.
Yes. Okay. So first,
All
let's
that
start. You have to have a hashtag, otherwise it's not official. It's basically like getting married by someone who is an ordained minister.
listen,
If it doesn't happen if you don't have the thing,
I have
it's not official.
I have a short read.
Okay.
It said hashtags at the end of it. So let's do this. On March 16th, 2019, I will be marrying my best friend in the world and forcing my last name onto her like a husband from the 1919.
From 1919.
Michelle and I are getting married on the weekend of our 10-year dating anniversary in our hometown of Sarasota, Florida, and we are extremely excited. If you know me,
her hometown.
her hometown.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever I said. I'm not sure what I said. If you know me, then you know the best way to get in contact with me is text Michelle. She's my rock, all this other stuff. I wrote a bunch of stuff that was nice. Okay, your social media hashtag will probably be hashtag new man's who dis, or this is on the board, so I one more to add. Hashtag newly Newmans, which is decent, or Michelle got a new man. If you want to be nosy, you can search all those and see what the festivities is about on social media, but we should let the people decide.
Okay. I just want to say first of
Decide.
all, yeah,
Yeah.
Michelle's gonna pick.
Y'all not deciding.
But she may be swayed
Yes.
by some opinions. It's late in the game to be picking your hashtag.
Wow.
Well, I mean,
I'm not even in Florida yet.
Okay.
Fly out tomorrow.
Yeah. What it was.
I
Yeah.
didn't have all that.
Okay, that's fine then. All right, so my vote is New Man's Who Dis.
I like that. That's one I created.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Newly Newman's is a little Pinteresty.
Yes, true. That's a
I
synonym.
love Pinterest. Don't get me wrong. All right, but it's
Okay.
you always want to put your own flavor
Right,
on whatever
right,
you get
right,
from
right,
Pinterest.
right,
Just
right.
as a note for all you basics
Oh,
out there.
nice. Yeah. Yeah, add some glitter.
Yeah, just
Oh, I've never been on Pinterest.
it's
Talk to him,
it's
Joy.
mainly for inspiration. Yeah, but the
Do it
point is,
yourself.
and then what was the other one?
Michelle's got a new
Michelle's
man.
got Newman. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun.
But it's about togetherness. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
yeah.
I
Not
like
factually accurate either.
yeah.
Oh, her last name though. She got a new man.
She
Like
got a
the
new
last
man.
name is gonna be Michelle.
She got a Newman.
So it's like her name is in it.
When you how you said it, I get it. Thank
Right.
you, Joy.
So it's too much explaining. Which is,
Thank you,
New
Joy.
Man's Who
Yep.
is you guys. That's the move.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Okay.
our Rafa
So
hashtag.
you discussed yesterday you're planning on playing basketball the night before. Bad idea.
No, we got it. We got the basketball court set up. We're going to the gym where Michelle's old high school basketball coach played. She did not suggest this gym. We found it. One of my friends from Louisville found it. She said, leave it up to your friends from Louisville to find the only gym in Sarasota that actually did have a shooting at it. I said, you know what I mean? We good. We at home. That's what we doing. We riding. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm gonna get a little. I like to have like natural sweat in my hair for like pictures.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just think it's a bad idea.
Not really bad.
I mean, what happens if you get injured the night before? That's just a disaster.
It's not the night before. It's the
not gonna
morning.
happen.
It's the
We're not-
morning before. It's like a couple hours before.
I'm
I'm durable. You've seen how durable I am. I'll be bouncing off of everything.
That's true, but my vote is still no on that. Okay. So now, final question.
Yes.
What's the vows situation?
We writing them.
You are gonna cry.
What am I crying for? Actually, I was listening to 2 Chainz album. He had a song on there about. I cried the other day listening to 2
You were
Chainz
so
song.
gonna cry.
Think about Michelle.
If
I'm
you
like,
cry,
dang
I'm
man,
gonna
I
cry,
love. You know what I'm
Brandon.
saying? I love that girl. I think I'm gonna marry her.
If honestly,
I'm gonna go marry her. I'm gonna do it right now.
I'm not gonna. Normally,
My
when
dad's
guys
doing the wedding.
cry, oh, your dad's marrying you. It's so sweet.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, I
yeah.
might cry then.
Yeah,
I might cry.
And it's like a new leaf. It's like a phoenix. Like whatever our families were, all that whatever it was, we are the
Something
phoenix
has
coming
to die
from it.
for a phoenix to rise. So it's not the best analogy. Okay.
There's a couple of those marriages that died for us to come together.
Okay.
Shouts out to the fam. Can't wait to see y'all.
All right. Thanks for joining us this week on the Maybe I'm Crazy podcast.
Yes.
Before we get out of here, because we like to be factual,
Try to.
KSL TV has reported that the fan, whose name we shall not use,
We will not use her name.
has been is planning on filing a lawsuit against Russell Westbrook. Shocker!
That is a shocker. What? Why?
But in
Okay.
good news for everyone else, he has been banned. The Jazz have announced he is permanently banned. Their statement is the Utah Jazz and Larry H. Miller Group announced today a permanent ban of the fan who engaged in the inappropriate interaction with the Oklahoma City Thunder's Russell Westbrook last night at Vivint Smart Home Arena. The ban is effective immediately and includes all arena events. No contest for
dang.
you. The organization conducted an investigation through video review and eyewitness accounts. The ban is based on excessive and derogatory verbal abuse directed at a player during the game that violated the NBA Code of Conduct. The Utah Jazz will not tolerate fans who act inappropriately. There's no place in our game for personal attacks or disrespect. Quote, everyone deserves the opportunity to enjoy, play the game safe in a positive, inclusive environment, said Steve Starks, president of the Utah Jazz. Offensive and abusive behavior does not reflect the values of the Miller family, blah, 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 blah. So basically, no more games for you, which is just the right thing to do.
Not only no more games, if Casey Musgraves comes into town, Utah, he ain't going. And that's the only person going to Utah. Who was going to Utah? That's it. It's kind of
they got some tournament games too, so he's gonna miss that.
Unless they,
Sorry, dog.
that'd actually be cool.
Sorry, dog.
Unless they ban everyone who says the N-word in there, I ain't trying to hear it. They can put out whatever statement they want.
Well, they banned this current one, although
Yeah.
he didn't allegedly say that. But the point
Right.
is like he's out of there, and that only further validates Russell Westbrook's response because they're not going to ban a guy for not doing anything. So
True.
clearly they did an investigation and felt like it was warranted. So there you go. If you still have the opinion you have, I can't help you. Thank you for joining us this week. Make sure you subscribe at Maybe I'm Crazy Podcast on YouTube. Follow Newman Show 99, Joy Taylor Talks, and at Maybe I'm Crazy Pod. He will be out next week because he's
Free
gonna
the
be
shoulders.
enjoying his wedding, his new nuptials.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
We're very
much.
happy for you.
I'll be back. I'll be back
and then he
soon.
will be back after that.
Yes.
So we will catch you next week.
Bye.
Maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not.